And when Joseph tried it on, he knew his sheepskin days were gone. How he loved his coat of many colors. Yes, I love my coat of many colors.
It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.
What the fuck happened this weekend? What the fuck happened this weekend? They did it. They took TikTok down. They hit the Pentagon. They hit the fucking Pentagon. Oh my God, I didn't think they'd do it, but they fucking did it. I thought it was going to be, can I be so real? I thought it was going to be like Flappy Bird, where like the app isn't in the App Store and it doesn't update or anything, but no. They fucking took it away for 12 whole hours. I was unemployed. And you know how many times in those 12 hours I phantom clicked TikTok because I just wanted to scroll and I couldn't? I felt like literally an amputee who's like, oh, my leg itches. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. That's what I felt like. Oh my God. How was I supposed to shit? Do you know that I've Pavloved myself into when I sit on the toilet to shit, it's time to doom scroll. It's time to watch entire episodes of Chicago Med via 60-second clips. How was I supposed to shit? I couldn't. I would sit down and I would click TikTok and it would be that pop-up that was down on its knees, hair tied back, to suck on Donald J. Trump's little weenie. That's what would greet me. Ridiculous. For me specifically, this is what happened. I went out on Saturday night. I went to get some drinks with some of my friends, which I went to Brooklyn. I went across the fucking Delaware River. I crossed the Himalayas. I was on a Homeric journey going to Brooklyn. I felt like I was Odysseus. Too far. And I went that distance because I'll tell you something about me. I'll do anything for my amigos. I side note, bestie Rachel moved to Chicago. My new roommate, Maddie, works crazy hours. Bestie Sarah is busy in law school. And bestie Emily went to Long Island to be in PA school. All of my soulmates are scattered to the winds. So when someone dials me up and says, hey, let's have a quick libation, I go, yes! Yes! Where? And I go, I'll cross the fucking galaxy. I'll do it. So that's what I did. And I was at this cutie little brewery in Brooklyn. I had a couple Italian Pilsners. Ciao. And naturally, I had to piss. So I went into the bathroom, sat on the toilet, and I said, okay, it's time to doom scroll. Obviously, it's time to, go watch people rate the scoopability of slimes. So I click TikTok, and that fucking pop-up comes up. And my first thought was, how am I going to finish this piss? Which was 2.5 minutes, by the way, because 2 Italian Pilsners. And then my second thought was, I don't have a job. I'm unemployed. How am I going to pay rent? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay last year's rent? This year's rent. Rent. How we gonna pay rent? That's what I thought. And then I was like internally panicking, obviously, because all my dreams, I just watched them get fucking Mufasa style trampled by wildebeest. And so I go back to the function and I'm like, I can't focus. I'm really stressing. I definitely don't want to drink anymore because I'm going to, fucking code red this shit. And then I was like, hey guys, I'm going to head on home. So I leave. Oh, the R is closed. The R train is closed. Okay. That's no worries. Oh, the Uptown 2 is not running? Okay, good. Good. That's perfect. So I had to Uber home from Brooklyn. That Uber was $56, and I'm now unemployed. So, what's going on, babe? What's going on, Patrice? Oh my God, I get home. I'm so on edge because I'm like, oh my God, they did it. They fucking did it. They took away my livelihood. They took away the ranch. I ain't got no money to put any food on the table for my family. And so I immediately come home. I lit some candles, dimmed the lights. I brewed a relaxing tea. I popped my anti-anxiety meds. And I began to color as a relaxation technique. And don't fucking ask to see my coloring, because you know goddamn well I'm going to do a whole episode on my coloring because I'm so good at it. I'm so good at coloring. I fucking love it. It's all I think about. I have dreams about coloring. So don't ask me anything about that because that's not what this is about. But I'm doing my coloring and it's not working. I'm still so stressed. So stressed. I'm laying in bed. I can't sleep. I was laying in bed for hours because I all of a sudden was rethinking every life decision I've ever made. I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Because here was my career history, okay? When I was a little kid, I did a lot of theater. And I was like, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up because I love theater. I love theater people. I love costumes. I love makeup. And God, I love attention. So I was like, I'm going to be an actor. And then I said, oh, actually, I want to have, money in my pocket, and I want to be this like badass woman in STEM, and I want to save society, save women, save the human race, and I want to break walls, break ceilings, and break hymens. I wanted to be an OBGYN. That's what I meant by that weird thing that I just said. And so that's what I like. I wanted to go to Doctors Without Borders. I wanted to like go across the world and like single-handedly bring reproductive health awareness to the fucking universe. I was so into it. I started taking all these science classes. I was like, telling people I'm looking at colleges with like pre-health programs and shit. I was so into it. And I'm not a science and math girl, so I really don't know what I was thinking, but I did, I was like, oh, I like science. No, bitch, I like aquariums. That doesn't mean, just because I can recognize any single species of shark doesn't mean I should put my life's purpose into biology. It's a lot of charts and data, charts and cells and numbers. God, I don't do well with that. But I was so convinced like this is what I meant to do, whatever. My grandpa, he was like a really well-known radiologist, I guess, in the hospital in my hometown. And he got me this amazing opportunity to shadow an OBGYN in the hospital. I know I've told this story before. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to tell it again. This is how this works. I forget what I say, and then I say it again. Get on board, Darlene. I don't want to hear it. So I am shadowing this OBGYN. I wear like a cutie girl I had like a long skirt and a little button down. I tried to look very professional because I was like, this is where I want to work one day. And I marched right in there and they were like, what the fuck are you wearing? And they made me put scrubs on. And I was like, right, of course. What am I thinking? Dumb, idiot, dumb. And these women, these OBs that worked at this hospital, the most badass, intimidating women I've ever seen. These women have been through the trenches, and I was so intimidated by them. And I guess 16-year-olds don't get to shadow in the maternal fucking fetal ward ever, which makes a lot of sense because they shouldn't. But I don't know why I was there. I don't know about the grace of God why I was there. So I put my scrubs on, mask, boots, cap. I'm fucking scrubbing in. I'm under the fingernails. I'm fucking, don't touch me, hands up, sterile. I'm at Grey's Anatomy, this shit. I go into an OR and I watch a C-section. They let a 16-year-old from the streets watch a C-section. And I did fine with it. I thought it was kind of cool. I felt like I was watching Grey's Anatomy. I remember them slicing this woman open, and I remember them taking these like metal prongs and just yanking her apart, just yanking her. And then you could like see the baby in the uterus, like covered by a small layer of uterus. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like a balloon. Very much like a balloon. Imagine if there was a baby in a balloon. How would you get it out? Okay, you'd take your fingers, your little fingies, and you'd pull the balloony part up and then slice it, and then it would be like, whoosh. Do you hear what I'm saying? It would like reveal the baby. And that's exactly what happened. I watched them pop this woman's uterus balloon, which is that exactly what happened to me when I was 18. Ayo, ayo. That's fucking rancid. And then they pulled a baby out, and they were like, here's your baby. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I can totally pull babies out of crevices. I'm so good. I'll be so good at that. Then the OB I was shadowing was like, come with me. I got an active labor. Oh, hey, guess where I shouldn't have been? At the active labor. Guess where I shouldn't have been? I'm watching this woman. She's crowning. She's screaming. She's unmedicated. She's in so much pain, this lady. And her husband's there like holding her hand. And I watch that baby fucking squelch out of her cooter cat. So many substances came out. So many substances. So many textures, colors, viscosities. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. It was so gnarly. And I went, oh, okay. Then they fucking, they give the lady her baby. The cord is still, up in her business. The placenta comes out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a plastic bag, like a grocery bag. We call them Wegmans bags up in my neck of the woods, 585. A Wegmans bag filled with pudding, and also scraps of meat, steak trimmings. Okay? That's what it looks like, and it's the color of, like, day 5 of your period. And they catch it in a Tupperware, in, like a fucking, like, meal prep Tupperware. And they obviously, they know I'm not the doctor because they work there, but, like, they think I'm some med student. Like, the whole time they're asking me like, oh, what program are you in? They think I'm in, like, some sort of a medical school. I'm like, AP Bio? I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not supposed to be there. They assume that I'm in medical school, and they assume that I would want to observe this a very intricate organ that just fucking slid out of this lady, and they hand me the Tupperware, and I'm looking at this placenta. It looks like tuna tartare. I'm looking at it, and I feel the life just cascade out of my carcass. The last thing I remember hearing is another doctor in the room was like, hey, she's gonna go down. That's it. Jet black. I wake up in a different room. So I was either carried or fucking gurneyed into a different room. I got gauze pads up my nose because I apparently had like full body weight splatted face down onto the fucking linoleum. Like a whoosh, teleported to the floor. And so and then these women were like dabbing my face with cold water. And I woke up and they were not like having it. They're like, yep, part of the job. And I went, can I please call my mommy? Can I please call my mommy to pick me up now, please? And the OB that I shadowed, she gave me a look, and I knew exactly what that look meant. She went, you're not cut out for this shit, kid. You ain't cut out for it. And I knew. I can't do blood now, in hindsight. I can't do blood. I literally feel like I'm going to die when I get a nosebleed. I feel my knees start to wobble. I feel like Bambi in the forest. And my mom picked me up. I closed the door of my mom's car when I got in, and I started sobbing. And I was like, I don't want to be a doctor. She's like, literally no one's making you be a doctor. So then I was like, let's go back to the roots. Let's go back to acting. But hey, did you know that it's like really hard to be an actor? Did you guys know? First of all, girls who can sing and dance, white girls who can sing and dance, we're about a dime a dozen. You ain't special. You ain't special, Shelby. Drink your juice, Shelby. Come on. You didn't bring your purse, Shelby. Drink your juice. So you gotta like have all these lessons, you gotta have all this experience, and I hope you went to this workshop, and I hope you went to this intensive, and I hope you did your pre-screens, and you're going to auditions. And I was already behind because of the whole vagina doctor incident. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can swing this. And like, yeah, I did theater my whole life, and I like took lessons and shit, but I'm a Madame Thenardier at best. I'm not no Fontaine or Eponine or Cosette. I'm a fucking Helena Bonham Carter in the back of the class. So I don't know. I wanted more stability, and that's why I decided to go for film. I decided to go for film because I was like, oh, it's kind of like theater. And so I went to film school. That's what I did for college. I went to film school. I got an internship at a film production company. Fucking hated it. I thought it was going to be a lot more like, hey, can one of the interns please show Miss Witherspoon to her trailer? Oh, sure. What kind of coffee can I get you? No, it was more like, hey, can one of the interns compile a list of every single hotel in New York City? Google it, babe. Google it, babe. We got Google. We got a little something called Google, and you can use it to Google hotels in New York City. There's probably about 1,000, if anyone was wondering, if not more. So I was stupid, and everyone there hated their jobs. Everyone I talked to there like hated their jobs, hated it. They were miserable. They're like, oh, back at the old grind. I want to put a bullet in my cranium. And I was like, this sucks. This blows, man. This blows. I don't want to do it. So then I add another degree to my degree to double major in communications, because like then I'll have something to fall back on that's an actual degree that I can like do stuff with, and I can like work a corporate job and do marketing and like, you know, fudge some numbers and cook some books. I don't know. But then my dreams came true, and I started TikTok, and I started making money on it. And then I was like, I'm going to try this post grad, and I did, and it was working, and my dreams were coming true. I was literally just talking. I'm just talking, and people liked it, and then they took it away from me. They shit all over my dreams. They took a big fat steamer right on the dome of my dreams. That's what I thought when I was laying in bed stressing. And then I was like, man, I gotta find another job. I gotta find a backup plan. What am I good at? Okay, I'm good at talking. And I'm Googling. I'm like, jobs for people who like to talk. And it's like, there's an open position near you for a tour guide at a New York City ghost tour haunted adventure. And I was kind of like, oh, like I would eat that up. But pays $16 an hour. Girl, I can't live like that. Do you know how much the strawberries are at my grocery store? They're $9.99 for strawberries. And I love strawberries. I eat them every day. I like to eat them with yogurt and granola and honey. God damn. I was like, I can't be the ghost tour girl. I can't. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should go back to school and become a teacher. I'd be a great teacher. I love teaching. I like kids. I like yapping. I like history and interesting things. I like yapping and about interesting things and having people hear it. And so I'm like looking up how to go back to school to become a teacher. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to become a teacher. I'm not going to pass the background check when they look me up and see that there's videos on the internet of me saying clitoris. What the fuck am I going to do with my life? Oh, I was stressing. I took another one of my anxiety meds, hoping it would knock me out, fucking Benadryl style. And it didn't. I was so nervous. And it was like too late to call my mommy because it was like 3 a.m. I was gearing up to see the sunrise because I was so stressed. You know what finally got me to bed? You know what finally put my ass to sleep? Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat by Andrew Lloyd Webber. So great. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It goes so hard. Donny Osmond fucking eats down in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's so great. It took me right back. We had to watch it because I went to Catholic elementary school, right? So we had to watch Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat because they were like, oh, a musical, fun, colorful film that has to do with the Bible. Let's shove it down these little adolescent throats. And so we watched it, and everyone was like, this sucks, I hate this, I want to leave. And I was like, Joseph, Pharaoh's number 2, Joseph, Egypt looks to you. Like, I was eating it up. I was like, where has this been all my life? I love it. And there's a hot scene. Donny Osmond is in like a little loincloth in jail. Oh mama, I was lapping that up like chicken noodle soup with a big fat ladle. I was loving it. Loving it. And then you know what's kind of funny? I remember the teacher pausing it and then like jumping to a new scene. And she was like, "Oh, there must have been a skip in the DVD. That's okay. I don't think we missed anything." It took me years to realize that bitch fucking skipped past the sexy scene. The sexy scene with what's her name? Joan Collins? Is that her name? Not Joan Crawford, that's someone else. Sexy lady with like nipple tassels fucking seducing Donny Osmond, squeezing his little ass. "Come and lie with me, love." She skipped over that. Do you know what that would have done to me? That would have changed my whole fucking life. That would have changed the whole trajectory of my life. You would have asked, "Oh, what are you going to do with your life, Julia?" I was going to say, "I'm going to be a servant to the wife of the pharaoh with nipple tassels on." That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do. But no, she skipped over it, bitch. Anyway, I watched Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Conked out. Honk shoe, honk shoe. Woke up the next morning. I was still stressed. I was still so like I can't even. This is how stressed I was. I was so nervous that I was just sitting at home, like fucking twiddling my thumbs with a thumb up my butt. And I was like, I gotta get out of the apartment. I gotta go do something. And I went to a fucking workout class. If I'm ever so stressed that I'm going to a workout class, you need to 5150 me. I don't think you understand. Like, someone is dead, dying, and I'm about to completely be a danger and a menace to society. If I'm at a workout class on a Sunday morning due to stress, lock me up. Straight jacket. That's insane. And it was a combat class, kind of fun. I don't like working out. I just cracked the code to working out, and it's going to workout classes, especially combat class. I love combat. I love dance. I love dance class. I love dance class with my little instructor. He's so cute. He's this little Nathan Lane looking man, and he barks out orders, and I love it. But my combat class was like punch, punch, uppercut. It really got out my frustration about the situation at hand. And then I was on my way back to my apartment after the workout class, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. TikTok's gone. I'm gonna land on my feet. I'm gonna give YouTube a shot, and if that doesn't work out in a few months, you know, and I'm running out of money, I'll get a corporate job. I'll do a corporate marketing job that, you know, I'm not gonna love it, but I'll have a life outside of it, and I'm gonna get through this. And then I got all these texts that, "Hey, TikTok's back up," and I went, "Yeah, praise the Lord." I went, "Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above." The Lord works in mysterious ways. I was beside myself. Thank God. Turning it around. And then my stress was not quite over yet because there's a Bills game. And I don't do well when there's Bills games because God, am I nervous. All these other teams in all these other cities, if their team loses, oh, we got other things. We got a baseball team. Oh, we got a basketball team. We got this. We got national landmarks and various cultural. We got nothing upstate. We have nothing except the Buffalo Bills. That is all we have in this godforsaken hellscape of a world. Let us have this one, guys. And so I'm shitting bricks. My friends and I, we go to the Bills bar that we always go to, full. We went an hour before kickoff, full. They're like, "We're not letting anyone else in, sorry." So we had to go to some random sports bar where it was all Ravens fans. Oh no. And I'm decked out. I have a full Bills ensemble. I got Bills socks, Bills shirt, Bills earrings, Bills scrunchie in my hair. Like, I'm not fucking around. There was one other group of Bills fans in the bar, and I was like, "Brethren, good tidings unto your name," like blessing them. And then they fucking won. It was a close game. It was a good game. No one cares about sports. I'm not going to talk about sports. But afterwards, the bartender bought all the Buffalo fans shots. All like 6 of us. Shots. Fucking awesome. She was a cute little badass Irish woman. Wherever she is. Praise. Blessings. So that was the day. Really took a turn. It was really a roller coaster. Because if the Bills had lost, man, I would have dunked myself into some liquid hot magma if the Bills had lost. And then this is so crazy too. I'm getting into my my Uber because I have to Uber home again. By the way, once again because the trains aren't running. The trains aren't running. The train's running in this city? No. Oh my God, that doesn't happen. The trains aren't gonna run. Why would the trains run? You want to go home? Who wants to go home? No. Stay out. Have a drink. Have a margarita with the gals. No. The trains weren't running, so I had to Uber home again. There's another fucking $50 ripped right out of my ass. And as I was getting in the Uber with my little Bills outfit on, some Ravens fans down the street, a little gaggle of hoodlums, started throwing snowballs at me and the car. Throwing snowballs. First of all, number one, you're throwing a snowball that was formed off the New York City streets. It's definitely got shrapnel and a used needle in it. So let's not. And two, don't hate the player. Hate the game. Hate the fucking game. How about penalty? Unnecessary roughness from you. Don't take it out on me that I'm a upstater. I bleed red and blue. I'm still a little stressed about the TikTok situation. I think it was just a 90-day extension, so I'm going to be having this mentee be in another 90 days. But it buys us some time to build and expand and make a backup plan because I really don't want to have to go back to working at the frozen yogurt shop I was working at in high school. Really don't want to do that because that's a whole... Maybe I'll do a whole episode on the fucking ice cream store one of these days. You'll also notice that, listen, when I brought the podcast back, I went for a school motif. You'll notice that I'm not doing that. I go through these phases where I hate everything. I hate everything that I've ever done and ever touched. And so I'm not doing that anymore. What is it? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what the niche is. I'm going to talk. Get mad. If you're listening to the podcast, please know that there is video available on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Please make sure you are coming to my live show. I'm doing a live show with Connor Willie, live stand-up in New York City. It's on February 21st. All the information's on my Instagram. It's called Pesto and Goat Cheese. It will most likely be a barrel of laughs. Bring a friend. Bring a date. Bring a thesaurus. You'll probably need it. And that's all I got. I'll see you next week. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't answer to you. I answer to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Go Bills. And I'm going to go color. Thanks for tuning in.